Hello and welcome everybody. This is episode 6 of our Satisfactory series. In the last episode we went through and produced some steel production using the foundries over by the coal plant that we made in episode 4, I believe. So we've got some materials now, a bit of steel built up. I've also gone through and created 50 motors, so that way that we can send away these Mark III logistics. And once we get those Mark III logistics, it's going to make it possible for us to start building this modular frame factory, which is going to be the basis for this episode. However, I think we're going to need, a few more modular frames. So I'm just going to quickly dart over here, grab a couple screws, make those up real quick, and we should be good to send away the man. Won't be but a jiffy. Yeah, we might get some plates too. We're going to need a few plates. Yeah. And, well, might as well get a few more, hey? There we go. Run back over here. Use the handy dandy crafting sugar cube. Get these modular frames done. And then we'll send off that bad boy there and we can start really producing a factory. Alright, where are they? Reinforced plates. What do we need? 3 modular frames. Save up a couple of these. Almost there. Yes. Awesome. And that is everything we need. So without further ado, let's ship it, shall we? Gonna need 50 of those and 25 of those. Goodbye. Fantastic.
Milestone reached. Logistics have improved by the means of a container with increased storage capacity and enhanced conveyor belt efficiency.
How good is that? Well, now that we've got that sent away, I'm going to use some of this steel production over here, and we're going to make a small little beam construction area. So once we get some steel beams so we can upgrade our belts to those Mark III belts, I'll be back with you. Hey guys, I'm back just to give you a little update. So the steel beam, temporary production has been completed. I've just got the 5 constructors, a storage container full of steel, comes through a splitter. It's got 1 Mark III belt here so I can keep up the pace, and then just regular 60 speed belts here. They all take 30 a second, so there'll be 60 coming out there, perfect, 60 coming out there, perfect, and then here we'll have a little bit more throughput than we need, but it makes it easy to build if I just leave it like this. And then obviously on the other side, we've got all of them coming through on regular 60 speed belts and pumping them out pretty consistently into this storage container. Once we get enough of these for us to upgrade our steel production, or is to say the iron and coal intake for our steel production, we should be able to start building some far bigger structures, which is good. But for the meantime, I'm just going to collect this and then use it for the Mark III belts required for the screws. However, I'm going to leave you guys with this while I go plan out this screw production / modular frame production, because it's going to take some doing, I think. So I'll be back with you once I've got something. Hey guys, well, I've done what I do best and gotten completely carried away with the construction and kind of sort of finished the whole thing. So currently we're producing 10 modular frames per minute, but I'm going to go down there and give you a closer look as to how all of this is working and how I've stacked these belts, because I think they're quite space efficient. It doesn't look like it here, but we'll come down and take a closer look. And we're going to hit the ground hard. Oh well. So be it. So we may as well start where the magic all begins, which is the screw production. So as you can see, the screws are all on Mark III belts, because screws come out 90 per minute, so obviously we need faster belts. And then I'm merging 2 constructors together to produce 180 screws per minute, which come along on these main belts. So we've got 4 180 screw per minute belts coming along. Bit of a belt launch there. So I've got 4 assembly, well, assemblers, I should say, here, and another 4 there. They're all doing the exact same thing. I had to stagger them a little bit, like you can see, just purely because of the fact that they're a tiny bit wider than these constructors, and because they're a little bit wider, they just weren't lining up properly. So I've had to stagger them, but that's okay, you know, these things happen. And then also, obviously, because we've got 4 of them here, and they're going to use 90 screws per minute, we need to get 180 screws to 2, therefore we're going to need 2 belts, if that makes sense. So what I've done here is I've sort of stacked them on top of each other a little bit, and then I've done this weird little spaghetti hump here to get these over, just so because realistically you can connect them straight through, but I don't like the way that looks, so I've done this. Oh, let's hop up here. Rightio. So as you can see, I've got screws coming in, splitting off, going into this machine, and then into that machine. This is the end of the line. We'd be out of screws here anyway. So on the top, sorry about that. On the top here, we've got the same thing coming down from above. These guys are running at 75%, aka 15 iron plates and 90 screws. The reason I've done that and these are running at 75% is because these produce at 15 and the screws produce at 90, which makes it nice and easy to connect them all up. So if you were going to do this yourself, I would suggest having the same amount of assemblers that I've had, being 8 of these, and connect them up via 75% power. Also, another thing I'm very impressed with, I've gone through and adjusted the power consumption on all these machines, and currently we are using a steady 295 megawatts, aka this whole assembly process is running at 100% efficiency as far as power consumption versus production goes, which is what I was aiming for, and I'm glad we hit it, because those numbers make me very happy to look at. Nevertheless, so once it's come through here, these are all making reinforced iron plates, if I haven't already mentioned that. Comes along to this side. They all merge together just on these slow belts because they're only producing 3.75 per minute anyway, and with 8 of them, they only produce a total of 30, so one normal belt is more than enough. I've got them coming into these 2 Mark II storage containers, so that way they can back up in here, and I'll have a constant supply of these reinforced iron plates if I ever need them. And then they come around this corner over to here. So we've got 4 iron rod productions over there, splitting, well, merging into 1, and then splitting again off into 3-way, because we have the 3 assembly machines here. They're all on 80% speed. They're only using 9.6 reinforced iron plate per minute. However, we're producing 10 iron plate per minute, so we're always going to back up here a little bit, which I'm actually happier with, because this way I have an easy access to this reinforced iron plate whenever I need it. Also, the iron rod is at 19.2 and we produce 20, but that's close enough for me as well. I'm not going to fret over that. And then over here, you can see all the modular frames come out and end up in this box. And currently we're producing, well, I don't know if it's exactly 10. No, it's 9.6 modular frames per minute, so almost 10. But nevertheless, that is the 10 modular frame iron production. And also, last little note here, we are only using 2 Mark II iron pure nodes here. That's it. So I've gone through and readjusted the back as well. Whoa, Mark III belts. So as you can see, these are, well, this one belt here is feeding all of these machines all the way up until this belt. And then this secondary belt feeds the rest. So I've disconnected the other 3. I'm not really sure what we're going to do with these, to be honest. So we, realistically, if I wanted to, have enough iron in this area to produce, without overclocking, 2.5 floors of modular frames, or 25 modular frames per minute. And then if I were to overclock those miners, we could probably get 3 or 4 floors on here quite easily, which is very excessive at this point in the game, and I'm not going to bother with it just yet. But once we get into the realms of Megabase, I may just stack this up and replicate the thing, make it nice and easy, and just have a ridiculous amount of modular frames coming out of this area. But for now, I'm quite impressed with that. I'm going to make a... Actually, no, I'm not. Come over here with me for a second. Over to the hub life. As you can see, I've still got a lot of upgrades to go through here. Actually, I've finished tier 4 off. There you go. So I've got to get these materials together and, you know, do all of these. So I'm just going to go through off camera and complete all of these. So this will be tiers 1, 2, 3, and 4 all done by the next time you see it. If you're curious how I got any of this stuff, it'll be all done off camera. Nevertheless, I'm going to go through, do that research I need to do, as well as try and sort out this truck stop for the steel, because currently we've got this little temporary steel beams outpost set up, but I'm not a fan of that. So what I'm going to do is probably cut this maybe here on these foundations, possibly, I'm not too sure, and produce a little steel workshop here, or alternatively I'll find another nice flat bit of land somewhere else and produce my steel workshop over there. And then we'll truck in the steel from the foundry into the workshop. The workshop will produce the beams and the pipes, and then we'll pump them out as we need to wherever we're going to have our main hub. I'm not actually sure at this point in the series where the main hub is going to be. I'm leaning towards a lake just over here. I'll run over there and I'll show you real quick, just for the, I guess, your knowledge as to where everything is on the map. So, nevertheless, I'm going to dart over here, up here, iron production's over there, the coal is over that way. So if you just cruise along over here, there'll be a downed thing over here as well. I'm pretty sure that's just power. I haven't gotten around to looting it yet, but I've seen it while I was scouting out for this lake. There's a very convenient little land bridge over here too, which is why I came this way. So you can come across this land bridge. Obviously we're going to have to do a little bit of hardcore parkour to get up there. The belts will come up just fine. Cruise along here. Oh, there's a power slug that I ignored last time. Another downed crash plane here. I was thinking about building here, but I don't like the way that the fog affects your view. So I've instead decided, excuse the phone again, that we're going to come over here. Run, run, run as fast as you can. Can't catch me, gingerbread man. Okay, I'm going to silence this phone while we're running. There we are. And if you're cruising over here, also, there is 3 oil nodes over there. 1 pure and 2 normal oil, so that's awesome. Oh, goodness gracious. Was not ready for this. Let's whoop this guy's ass real quick. Where are you? What, do you think you can just start smack and get away with it? Rickrolled. Righto. Oh, look, a Mercersphere. There you go. Nevertheless, right, we've made it. So there's this beautiful flat lake here. Obviously being flat because water. And there's 2 waterfalls that come down. So I was thinking that we can produce our main base just here. Because obviously we're going to have the production of our resources all scattered across the map as per meiosis, and bring it all together in one place when we need it. So I think this will be where the main storage area is. So we'll bring all the resources in here and store them all in this huge storage area on the lake, and then ship them out to the hub or the space elevator as we need, because that is the grand plan, realistically, isn't it? So we'll also have oil production just over here in the corner, because the oil's just there. So This is where the series is heading. I'll leave that there. I'm going to make a... Oh! Hello! You're not Jamal, are you? Nope. Okay, well, I'm going to make a cut here. I'll be back with you with the outro because this video is getting a little bit longer than I would like. Righto, see you in a sec. Just riding the truck back into base. I've set up a temporary truck stop over at the iron production facility just to get some encased steel beams and some steel beams while we wait around until the next episode. In the next episode we're going to be tackling rotors. So this temporary steel production I've got set up right here will be a thing of the past. We're going to gut all this out and then set rotors up along here, and that should be all of the iron production all localized in one spot. So I've been Some Aussie and this has been episode 6 of Satisfactory. See you next time. Bye.